What's up, guys? So on today's video, I'm going to talk about metal cassettes and the difference between cassettes you used to get in the 90s and early 2000s, hell, even the 80s, versus getting new cassettes like these things. These are brand new, and as you can tell, I still haven't opened them because you'll see why I haven't opened these. They're kind of cool to just keep at this point because I already know they're not going to sound as good as if you find these original ones version of these. Anyways, let's start. All right, so basically, in order to collect cassettes, well, let's just go back to the beginning. So I basically started collecting cassettes when I was living in Iran, and some of you have probably heard my story on Bryce Metal's page. Awesome dude. I'm so happy I got to meet him in Psycho Vegas, and then we did that cool video together. Also, some of my followers now are coming from his page. So if you guys saw my video on his page and now you're following me, I love you guys. Thank you for all the support. Everyone has been very kind to me. And yeah, I need to make a separate video in response to just that video because the amount of support I got from that video has been amazing. Anyways, back to this video and talking about the difference between getting new cassettes, new metal cassettes, versus finding old cassettes from the 80s, whether you find them in the record shop or thrift stores. You guys know how you find your stuff. eBay. So back in the day, I remember my first cassette player was, I think I was like 10 years old. I literally saved for months, like my allowances and stuff. And then I went to this little electronics store in Iran, and they had a Sony Walkman. Kind of looked actually similar to this one here. And that was my introduction to cassettes. Especially living in Iran, getting CDs was a luxury. So having a cassette player even was a luxury. So I remember I paid like $20 for my first cassette player, and it seems like it's not a lot, but for an 11-year-old to save $20 in a month, that was a lot of work. I'm still proud of that moment. Anyways, so, oh, by the way, the music playing in the background, that's Babylon Whores. They're a cool band. They don't exist anymore. They're from the early 2000s. And yeah, I was just already playing them and I started this video, so I'm just gonna let it. Hopefully, you guys can hear me over it. But anyways, long tangents. So I was about 12, I think, or 10, or I don't know, 11 or 12 years old when I first got my cassette player. And it looks similar to this, except for the door would open this way. This one opens like this. And this is obviously also a Sony Walkman. I only like the Sony players because they had good quality. Like, they sound good and they last the longest. Except for this one. This one died. So, if you guys are new to cassettes and you're thinking about collecting cassettes, they're actually, believe it or not, a little bit harder to collect and to listen to the right way than going with a vinyl. Because vinyls sound amazing. Most record players are amazing. Like, I have the Audio-Technica ones. I have some Sony ones that are pretty good, but they're not that expensive, and you can find like a decent record player without having to get a preamp and all this stuff now. Like, you can literally get an Audio-Technica record player and plug your headphones to them and then listen to your records. Getting a good cassette player, however, has been very difficult. They make a lot of cassette players, and they sell some of them at like Urban Outfitters and stuff, but they're total garbage. Not only will they damage your cassette, because I had that experience happen to me, but they also don't sound good. They use cheap parts, and they have a lot of noise like bleeding through as the cassette's playing, and it just does not sound good. Not only is it hard to find a cassette player, it's also hard now to get good cassettes. So I did some research on YouTube, and I wasn't the only person that was you know, having a hard time trying to find a decent cassette player. After doing some YouTube researches, thanks to other YouTubers for making videos on finding good cassette players, I came along some videos that were giving good comments about this one. This cassette player is the WMFS 555, but there was other ones like it. But basically, everybody reviewed these really like well, and they said like these were good cassette players. They used good parts, and oh look, Prong cassette. Today is Tommy Victor's birthday, by the way. Happy birthday. Thanks for playing for Danzig, or if it wasn't for him, I know some people hate on him, but if it wasn't for him, there'd be no Danzig right now. So, happy birthday, Tommy Victor. Anyways, so back to this. Yes, so they use better parts in this one. It's hard to see it, but everything is metal, and it lasts a long time. It's good quality. So, not only did I have to find a good cassette player, but now... Oh, by the way, I found this on eBay. I think I paid maybe $50 for it, but sometimes people are selling these like for hundreds of dollars, which is kind of ridiculous. But anyways, I hope Sony comes back with a new cassette player and they like bring it back like how they did with vinyl. So, well, if they bring back Dolby or Doubly, like Spinal Tap.
What? Dolby? You can't.
In Dolby? I mean, you can't.
In Dublin, she means Dolby, all right? She means Dolby. You know perfectly well what she means. You shan't recover from this one. You shan't recover from this one. Oh, come on. Can I have...
Doubly. But yeah, so if they bring back Dolby cassettes, then that'd be great. Why? Because here's a good example. Talking about Danzig and Tommy Victor, and have a bunch of Danzig's stuff going on, and my Danzig shirt from this tour that I just saw him at in LA, and it was fucking awesome. I hope there was rumors that apparently Glenn said something about wanting to not play too many shows and kind of slowly phasing out of music. I hope that's not true, because I don't know, I'd be very sad. Danzig shows are my favorite shows. I have seen Danzig about 6 times now, and I will keep continuing on seeing them, whether it was with Misfits, Sam Hain, or Danzig. Like, yes, please, Glenn Danzig, don't stop playing. Anyways, long tangents in this video, Jesus. Okay. After I found my cassette player, I went and collected my first 4 Danzig cassettes. These are obviously my favorite Danzig albums, but I still love all the new ones too. Maybe I'll use this as a thumbnail. Okay. So basically, I went and got every single Danzig album that I liked, the first 4 that I really liked, on cassette. And if you see them, they'll have a little symbol right here. That's Dolby. Or Doubly. It's Dolby, it's a Dolby patent. Little symbol right here, and the cassettes that have that sound amazing. Like, literally, like this one, the first Danzig, my first original Danzig cassette sounds better than the Danzig vinyl. Why? Because that Danzig vinyl I got at Amoeba Records is not an original Danzig. It's an import. It's a European import. I don't even know how they're legally selling these. Both this one and this one is not real. This is not a real Danzig vinyl. This is a import from Europe, and it sounds like crap compared to the actual licensed Danzig cassettes. And I have this one too, Danzig 3. So yeah, crazy, huh? Who would have thought a cassette sounding better than vinyl? It's true, folks. I'm telling you. If you get original cassettes with Dolby or Doubly.
In Dublin, she means Dolby, all right? She means Dolby. You know perfectly well what she means.
If you get the original ones, they sound really good. And so yeah, I got the first 4 Danzig. I'm trying to get more cassettes. I have a lot of cassettes, by the way. These are just my Danzig ones I wanted to show you. And they're cool. Danzig 2. This tour, it was them in LA playing not the original band members, Danzig, Tommy Victor, and Johnny Kelly couldn't make it, so they had someone fill in for him. But they did the tour for this album, and actually I don't think it was a tour, it was a one-off show in LA where they played this album in its entirety. It's Danzig 2. But this is what it looks like. Cool, huh? So yeah, cassettes are kind of cool, man. Actually, you know what? Let's look at them all. So that was Danzig 2. Danzig 4. This one had some gross sticker on it. I gotta clean it up. I just got this one in the mail, by the way, not too long ago. Let's see. Original Danzig Cassettes. And let's look at the liner notes. This kind of gave me Type O Negative vibes. It's the band in coffins. Yeah. I know it's not as cool as the big vinyl interfold, but it's still sick. It's in its own kind, in its own way, you know? It's a small... I like things... you know how people collect the miniature ketchup bottles and miniature mustard bottles and weird stuff like that, like shampoos. It's kind of like that. It's like a vinyl but miniaturized. Let's look. Danzig 1, original, the first Danzig album. Let's look at the cassette. Ooh, I like the liner notes on this. Like a Chuck Biscuit, dude. Beast. This whole lineup was the best lineup ever. I know everyone's gonna keep saying it, but it's true, man. I wish they were still together. That would have been... I wish they were together longer back then. If I had a time machine and I was able to do something to keep the band together somehow, I would definitely go back in time. And Danzig 3. That's the cassette. This video might be long, but oh well. Look at that. That's so cool. The artwork. Amazing. And the inner sleeve. Look at that. These are my... I'm so happy I found these, for real. Look at this. Yeah, these are my precious finds. Danzig cassettes. I'm planning on collecting a lot more Danzig stuff. As you can tell, I already have a bunch. I even have the Sam Hain album. I need to collect more. Danzig is my favorite band, of all time. Okay, so now that we saw original Dolby cassettes, let's look at new cassettes of my new favorite band, Unto Others, or as you guys may know them as Idle Hands. I fucking love this band. But anyways, this is the only mistake I did. If I can go... you know, it's not even a mistake. I love the band. Just supported the band, so it's not a mistake. But I'm definitely going to go and collect all their vinyl now, because I got their albums on cassette thinking, oh, it's going to sound cool, because they look cool. Look at this. The cassette looks sick, right? The inner sleeve, just like Danzig, freaking cool, right? Now, sound quality, it's a whole different story. Sounds really bad. I can't barely hear it. It doesn't sound good. There's a lot of noise that comes in. It just sounds like crap. Both albums. This is their new one. And it's not just Unto Others. It's also Cannibal Corpse. I got the new Cannibal Corpse album on cassette. I don't know why I did that. It sounds horrible. It's not even listenable. But for these guys at least, the Cannibal Corpse one, it looked really boring. And these guys are you know, they try. They're awesome. I love on two others. They're like Danzig to me. They're up there. Similar vibes. Oh shit, we're gonna broke apart mid video. I'm glad I got them on cassette, but at the same time, I kind of wish I can go and get all of them on vinyl. Again, look at this. The cassettes are cool, you know, colorful and all that. Doesn't have Dolby, sounds really bad. There's a lot of like noise and just air. It just doesn't sound good. And for that reason, I'm not opening my Metallica cassettes because I'm worried that these are going to have the same similar issue. So I just kept them in the wrapper. These are the new ones, by the way. They're the reissues. I got the box sets, obviously, because, like I said, Metallica. I have a lot of Metallica everything, so I'm collecting all their stuff. Anyways, long video. So yes, if you want to get into cassette, get yourself a good cassette player. I highly recommend the old school Sony cassette players if you can find them on eBay. If not, get those old school big cassette tape, like receiver type things, and then hook them up to a preamp. But all the new cassette players you're seeing in the stores, don't waste your time. They will damage your cassette and they sound like crap. So if you can find anything like this on eBay for a good price, go for it. And make sure it's not one that they have to rebuild or fix. Make sure it's one that some random guy is selling that he never played or something. You can't find them. So, and don't, I mean, if you want to support the band and don't have like the $30 to spend on the vinyl, obviously get their cassette for $10. It supports the band, helps the guys out on tour, and you know, they keep making more albums. But if you have money, I mean, like this one has Dolby on it, dude. It's not. It says Dolby Stereo. It's not. I don't know why it says it on there. It doesn't sound like it has it. There's a lot of noise and it just doesn't sound good. But anyways, if you can get the albums on vinyl, get it on vinyl. Because the new cassettes don't sound good. Old cassettes, however, they sound great. Sometimes, like in my case, they end up sounding better than the actual vinyl. Because that's not actual, well, it's not an official licensed vinyl, but still. I would like to thank all my new followers for watching my video. I'm still new at this, so thanks for bearing with me. Also, thank you guys for watching that video with Bryce and commenting all this amazing positive stuff. You guys are fucking awesome. Thank you for supporting my channel. Before I end this video, I was gonna add a unboxing because why not? Not only do I love music, I also like reading. So I do like to read books, like old school fiction books or horror books from like the 70s and 80s. And there's this guy on Instagram. His page is called Collectible Science Fiction. Freaking awesome. He's like one of my favorite stores, like online stores. Let's see what I got this time. I always like get a bunch of them because, like I said, he sells them for a really good deal, and it's an awesome guy. I like to support his cause. I hope people read more because when you read, you create your own. You basically, it's like an exercise of mind because when you read a fiction story, for example, you start creating the characters in your head, and it's cool. He packages them really well. This is his Instagram. Go support him. Awesome dude. It's Collectible Science Fiction. You can find anything from sword books, you know, like Michael Moorcock books, to horror books. This time, I don't remember. I got a bunch of books from him this time. Look how well he packages them. I love this dude. All right, let's see. Okay. Check this out. So, let's see what we got. Let me open them. 1989, Population Doomsday by Don Pendleton. Like, you see that cover and you tell me you don't want to read that? Is mankind doomed? I mean, I don't know, guys. Kind of feels like it. I think we're doomed. The end's coming. So I've never read a James Bond book, so I figured I should start, and he was selling these cool books. So I saw it, and I was like, Ian Fleming, you know, I don't know why I haven't read his books yet. I've seen every movie. I have them all that's another thing. I do like certain movies, and James Bond is one of my favorites. So, Moonraker, Ian Fleming. And then I got Thunderball. And these are so cool because look, the pages are like red. I'm gonna get more of them. He had more, but it sells out quickly. He'll like post it on Instagram, and like in 5 minutes, people start buying everything. And then it's October, so I figured I should read some horror books. This one is called The Burning. That's how I felt this summer, guys, in San Diego. The Fire of Evil. That's a cool cover. I mean, look at this. They used to do cool covers back then. And then, look at that cover. Tell me that's not metal. That's heavy metal, man. Look at that. I got this one. Some space fiction for ya. Maybe you guys want to see me review these? Because I'm going to freaking read these, so. Who wants me to review these? Comment it in the comment section. Maybe I should do book reviews at the same time as music reviews. So, anyways, guys, thanks for watching. I was kind of lacking a little bit. I have a bunch of stuff going on, but I will start making more videos. I love this. This is my getaway. And to all the new followers, thanks for subscribing, and I will see you guys very soon. Bye.